You're sitting on your bedroom floor, lights off, heart racing, and no one knows. He said he needed space, but space feels like abandonment. You try to stay calm, but inside, you collapsed. You always promise it'll be different, that you won't fall so fast, that you won't ignore the red flags, but before you realize, you're already all in. It's not neediness, it's urgency. Like loving is survival, like losing someone means losing yourself. You're not afraid of being alone, you're afraid of the silence after, because in the silence, your insecurity gets loud. Maybe that's why you accept less, settle for crumbs, confuse intensity with connection, and call anxiety love. But here's what no one told you. You were not born to be alone. You just learned that love must be secured, even if it costs your peace. What if nothing is wrong with you, but everything is wrong with how your heart was trained to love? You don't love this way because you want to. You love this way because you were programmed. And that changes everything, because programming can be rewritten. Napoleon Hill taught that the subconscious mind accepts as truth whatever is repeated with intense emotion, especially pain, especially in childhood, especially when you felt unsafe. Maybe the love you saw was unstable. Maybe it was present and absent at the same time. Maybe you had to earn attention or compete for affection. Your brain didn't just store memories, it stored patterns, and patterns become invisible maps, maps that guide your choices today. So you're not chasing love, you're chasing what feels familiar, even if it hurts, even if it shrinks you. If love once came mixed with fear, your emotional system learned that's passion. If it came mixed with absence, you learned distance is normal. Here's what no one explained. Your subconscious tries to recreate the past, not to hurt you, but to finally win what you lost. You enter relationships trying to prove it'll be different, that this time they'll stay, that now you're enough. But the internal script stays the same. This isn't weakness. This isn't lack of faith. It's an emotional pattern never revised, and that has a name: scarcity programming. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're reliving an emotional memory, and what comes next changes everything. You say you want someone secure, but your heart races for the distant one. You say you want stability, but you feel alive in unpredictability. When someone is consistent, you grow suspicious. When someone is mature, you lose interest. There's a chemistry that pulls you, but it isn't peace. It's tension. It's that old need to win love, to prove yourself, to secure your place. Your body calls it passion, but it's alert mode. When a text is delayed, your chest tightens. When his tone shifts, you assume the worst. When he goes silent, you panic. It's not drama, it's memory activated. You give too much too fast, share deeply too soon, adjust your preferences, mute your opinions, all to avoid being too much, all to avoid pushing him away, all to secure permanence, even if it hurts. And before you notice, you're emotionally invested, already afraid of losing, already negotiating your boundaries. Even if he's unsure, even if nothing is defined, even if you haven't been chosen, you've already chosen yourself last. You don't pick unavailable people by accident. You pick what activates your pattern, what awakens urgency, what makes you fight. Because fighting feels familiar, waiting feels like love, winning feels like worth, and resting feels dangerous. You try loving better, being easier, being calmer, being less intense, but the more you try to fit, the more you fade, the more you adjust until you almost disappear. Loneliness doesn't begin when he leaves. It begins when you leave yourself, when you accept crumbs, when you ignore red flags, when you call anxiety connection, when you call absence mystery, when you call indifference depth and label it fate. This didn't start now. It didn't start with him or the one before. It began when love became something to secure, when losing felt fatal, when abandonment felt like proof, when you vowed never to feel that again and started chasing before being left. As long as you love to avoid losing, you will keep losing yourself. As long as you seek validation, you will silence your limits. As long as you confuse tension with passion, you will reject peace. And until this becomes conscious, the cycle will continue, quietly. If you see yourself in this story, don't ignore it. Click the button right now and subscribe. This channel isn't about shallow romance advice. It's about healing, awareness, and faith applied to real life. Here, you won't get cliches. You'll get truth that sets you free, and maybe exactly what your soul has been waiting to hear. You start feeling tired, not physically, but in your soul. Tired of trying, tired of explaining, tired of waiting, tired of hoping, and ending up in the same place. There's a strange emptiness, even when you're with someone, a sense of not belonging, like you're never fully chosen, like you're always competing, always proving, always adjusting to deserve staying. You look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. Your opinions softened, your boundaries blurred. Your joy depends on texts. Your mood depends on attention. Your peace depends on reassurance, and that scares you. Exhaustion becomes normal. Crying becomes private. Anxiety becomes familiar, and nighttime silence feels heavy. You know something is wrong, but can't name it. You just know it hurts, and continues. This is where it hurts but clarifies, because you realize the problem isn't being alone, it's being disconnected from yourself. It's self-abandonment. It's negotiating your essence. It's betraying your needs just to avoid being left. So you try fixing it the only way you know. Love more, give more, explain more, forgive more, tolerate more, endure more, and hurt more. But loving more doesn't fix it. Overgiving doesn't fix it. Being perfect doesn't fix it. Being easy doesn't fix it. Shutting down doesn't fix it. Pretending doesn't fix it. Ignoring the pattern doesn't fix it. None of it touches the root. Because the issue isn't how much you love, it's where it's coming from. It's not intensity, it's awareness. You can love deeply, but if you love from fear, you will always lose yourself, even when you're not alone. Loneliness starts becoming identity. You say you're used to it, that you're independent, that you don't need anyone. But deep down, you still wait, still hope, still ache. And here's the hard truth. As long as you solve emptiness with more giving, you'll feed the void. As long as you try to secure permanence, you'll negotiate your peace. As long as you avoid the silence, you'll repeat the story, and the cycle will continue until you stop. You don't need to love less, you need to love consciously, and that starts with one simple decision. Stop reacting automatically. Stop chasing silence. Stop filling emptiness instantly. Stop abandoning yourself first, even if it hurts. First step, learn to tolerate discomfort. When he delays, you don't send another text. When he goes quiet, you don't spiral. You breathe and observe. Your body will go into alert. It will demand reassurance. It will demand control. But that's emotional memory, not present reality. You are not back there. You are here. Tolerating discomfort rewires the subconscious because you teach your system that delay isn't abandonment, that silence isn't rejection, that space isn't doom. You begin breaking the cycle without drama, with awareness. Second step, restore your boundaries, not as punishment, but as protection. You don't shrink to fit. You don't negotiate values. You don't mute your intensity just to be accepted. Boundaries don't push away the right one. They reveal the unaligned one. Boundaries don't create loneliness. They create clarity. And clarity hurts at first because it exposes illusion, but it saves you later from the wrong love. You start small. Notice early signs. Don't romanticize inconsistency.